Hi everyone, it's the Seppies here. Hey, if you are new to our journey, we've been in the network marketing business for several years. But recently, I'll say 2 years ago, we made a big change in our health journey, which ultimately changed our path with the company we're with, which is Innovative Nutrition. And we wanted to just take a minute to talk about and I think highlight the perspective from a man's point of view. So, Andy's here to talk a little bit about his journey into the business and maybe some health. And I don't know what we'll bring from this conversation today, but today it's all about the man's perspective, which for us in our family and our business as a couple working the business, I think was a game changer. So, honey, take it away.
Well, hi everyone. I am Andy Seppi, and Katie and I have been married for 26 years now. I'm 26 years in February, but we've known each other our whole lives. And we got married. We had some history in network marketing, and then life takes over, and we kind of, I guess, got caught up in the same rut that most people get caught up in, which is, get up, go to work, get home, have
Yeah,
dinner, go to sleep, and you get in the rat race.
life.
And yeah, just life. And and in the process of that, we spent the next 23 plus years, really just kind of going through life, going through the motions, and all of a sudden you wake up one day and you realize that, you know, 20 plus years has gone by, and you look at yourself in the mirror and you go, yeah, I don't look so good. And then you realize, yeah, well, I don't feel so good either. And I just remember kind of being behind the scenes, and uh, us always, trying to eat right and trying to do the right things, and being kind of on this yo-yo, uh, let's call it a diet. And, then one day Katie decided that she was going to do something that was different. So we had gone 20 plus years with, battle. I never really realized that I was in the condition I was in. I guess I didn't, or I didn't
I didn't
care.
either.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah. And I mean, looking back at photos, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that,
How did we not know?
us, right? And the day that Katie decided that she was going to do something different, we talk about it all the time. It's a timing thing. And I had been seriously thinking that I needed to do something different as well. And so the timing of her thinking and my thinking collided, and we made a decision together to take our health back. And that was 2.5 years ago, I think, at this point.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and it has been quite the journey. And we're not even to the destination yet. I mean, we are far better off than we were had we stayed on the same path. I mean, we were at train
Oh,
wreck then. I don't even know what we'd be now. Yeah.
I don't even know.
you know, thank God that she made the decision, and I wasn't going to let her leave me behind, because, um, it's been a blessing not only for us as a couple, but it's been a blessing for us to be able to now share something that somebody shared with us, and we're passing it on to our kids and our grandkids, which
Yeah,
you know
that's huge.
leaving a legacy is not always about money, folks. When you can teach your kids uh, about nutrition, and they are in turn teaching their kids. Our 8-month-old granddaughter, she's wearing a couple of patches today, and that just makes my heart feel good.
Yeah. I wish we had had this when, I mean, obviously supplementation isn't new, but the patches and that technology is new to us, certainly. And I wish we had had that when our kids were younger. And I don't know, I guess timing is everything. So I don't know that I would have known enough to do it then. But thank goodness our kids are all healthy because we missed the boat on vitamins and supplementation for our kids when they were young. But how much easier is it now with our grandkids? And I see a lot of people with young kids that, you don't know what's in, between dyes and the, preservatives and sugars and all that stuff in the, vitamins that we think are good for us that are out there. How great is it that, ours are these wonderful uh nutritional supplements that you just put it on and they just go. And you ever tried to get a little kid to eat or drink something that didn't taste very good? So we don't have to worry about any of that. So it's a really easy thing to share from, I think, a family perspective, from the littles to my mom who's 91 years old. So um, I really think from a business standpoint, though, where we really changed it changed everything was when Andy got involved in the business. Because years ago, like he said, we were both kind of in network marketing, dabbling here and there. I mean, we've always believed in it, and believed in the products for sure as well. But I wasn't really in it to build a business. I think I just needed to be more part of the tribe. So when Andy got on board, and we really started to truly change our lifestyle and live the life that we always kind of talked about wanting, that's what really changed. And I think that's where, for you, Andy, if you could just kind of speak to that a little bit, like to the maybe the spouses, and it could go either way. But sometimes I'm sure there are times where you maybe felt like, oh my gosh, she's getting into yet another thing, because I would try to lose weight and I'd do a little of this and do a little of that. You know, Sometimes as a spouse, you can think you're kind of supporting, but you're not really. So, what would you say to someone, kind of the guy's point of view? What does support really look like?
Uh, yeah. So I don't know. In my opinion, I mean, you may think that I looked at all those things that you tried. I never once had the oh my gosh, here we go again feeling, because, well, I'll tell you why. I mean, you might think that that's funny, but um, as a kid, whether my parents realized they were teaching me uh, about entrepreneurship or not, my parents, I mean, they weren't handing me an allowance every week. I mean, I think my father's philosophy was, you get to live here. We feed you. You got a place to sleep. You get a warm shower. Um, so there's no allowance. That's your allowance. And this is not to say that my parents were not generous people. They were very generous people. And if I needed something, I always had it. But what it did teach me is if I wanted to get something that they weren't going to pay for, I had to go out and earn that.
Yeah.
And so I had a paper out, and I shoveled driveways, and I mowed lawns, and um, that taught me that really being an entrepreneur was where it was at, because I controlled pretty much, you know, that money making ability. And I carried that into being a musician and understanding the power of write a hit song. Every time it's played on the radio, you're getting a royalty check. I mean, look, you got guys like Elvis Presley and the Beatles and all, the list goes on and on. But um, so the power and the capabilities of making an income in this business is really what fired me up. But
Mhm.
what really got me excited about it was the people,
Yeah.
and the people that I was fortunate enough to be around when I was in my mid 20s, multimillionaires. They taught me, I got around a group of men that taught me how to be a man. And um, in doing so, I was introduced to personal growth through books and cassette tapes at that time. And, that really changed the trajectory of my thought process, which I was able to utilize in all facets of my life, not just in network marketing. It changed my trajectory. I think in our marriage, in how we raised our kids, in knowing that it was my responsibility as a man to take care of my family, and all the way into my 33-year career, which thankfully I am, I had a great time, but I'm glad to be out of that.
Yeah, I wish we had figured things out earlier, in our life, I guess. But like you said, timing is everything. So now here we are. I'll be 59 next month. I feel better than I did at 40. And, there's just, I feel like no stopping us now. So, um, I remember talking early on too about kind of the men in the business. And, you can easily think that network marketing is a ladies kind of business, right? And, we want to highlight the men um, in the industry and the men of innovative. And so, I know that you host your weekly um, men's group. And so, can you just talk briefly about that?
Well, yeah, my desire to, I'll start like I always do when I talk about the men's group. The men's group started as a Facebook page, and it was not started by me, um, but it did give me an idea to start a weekly men's meeting, Zoom style, and of course, as as we always should, I made sure to check upline to make sure that was okay, and of course got the blessing from our fabulous CEO Heidi Whitehair. And it started out as a monthly meeting, and then quickly morphed into twice a month, and then I don't know, within a month, I think we were doing it once a week. And my whole drive behind that was to give back from a mentoring standpoint because of the mentors that I had when I was in my mid 20s. Now we have guys that are young, just starting to raise their family, all the way up to guys that are, in their late 60s. And we welcome all men. It has been an absolute blessing. And, at the most recent event, the Impact event, um, it was very humbling to be asked to have a men's panel and be the moderator of that panel. And I think that it it gave some people a perspective that they didn't expect
For
to
sure.
see. And I think impact is the word I would use, because I had no idea I had no idea what to expect when we started that panel. But then after we were done, the amount of women that came up to me, and I think you even saw it too, Kate. I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh, yeah.
it was crazy, and the other five guys as well. I mean, it was shocking to me.
Yeah. It was pretty amazing. I mean, not only did I have a lot of people, there were a lot of tears, but a lot of um, ladies got their husbands, like the guys didn't know about it, some of them, until at the convention, because maybe they're not as plugged in to all the other things that are going on. So I know you grew that group and your weekly meeting from being talking about it on the panel But we also started a ladies, meeting once a week too, that has been really positive and well received. And we're only doing twice a month now, but I do believe after the first of the year that we'll be going to weekly as well, because it really is proof that everybody needs it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So the women walked away from that impact after watching the panel, like, hey, wait a minute. How come we don't have that? So because they could see the value in it. So I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. So is there anything else that you want to add before we wrap it up?
No, I'd just like to say, um, we're on a trajectory as a couple. We've both taken the leap of faith, that started with one decision to just change our health. And, then it trickled into doing some other things. Um, we're full-time entrepreneurs. Network marketing has given us the opportunity to, escape that 9 to 5. And I like to tell people, it's like I I didn't I didn't not like my job. I mean, I was in the same industry for 33 years, but it changed. It changed over the last couple of years, because the world changed, and so it wasn't the same as it was. And I knew that I was never going to get back to that point, so I had to do something different. And thank God for network marketing. I mean,
Yeah.
thank God for network marketing. But you know what? Thank God that Heidi believed in us first,
Yeah.
and for a long time,
Mhm.
And you know, now the tribe of people that we're around, whether it's individual women, individual men, couples, uh,
Yeah.
all walks of life, all over the
All
country, all
ages.
of our friends that we would never have associated with if it weren't for this business.
Yep.
And we are so blessed in so many ways because of that. And um, I just think at this point, the best is yet to come. And like you said, you feel better now than you did when you were
Oh,
in your 30s.
heck yeah.
100%.
It just
Same.
gets better and better. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And
Yeah. So, I mean, if that's not reason enough for everybody to jump on board, I don't know what is. So, if you're watching this and you have an interest in the business, whoever showed you the video, ask them, what do I do next? If you're interested in, the men's group, reach out to Andy and he can get you the link for the Zoom that they do every week. If you're interested in the women's group, I can help with that. So, I think the main thing is don't overthink it. You don't have to know everything. Just get in, get plugged in. It's a great group of people and you won't regret it. So that's it for today from the Seppies. Thanks for joining us and everyone have a great day.
have a great day, everybody.